August 15th is one of the main public holidays in Korea, and people, well, not everybody, but a lot of people hang the Korean flag outside their homes on this day. I would like to talk a little bit about why that is and what August 15th means to Korean people. So, as many of you might already know, August 15th is also known as Victory over Japan Day, which basically marked the end of World War II. And as many of you might also know, Korea was colonized by Japan for almost 35 years, from 1910 to 1945. And Japan surrendering and the war ending liberated Korea from the colonial rule. So August 15th is the National Liberation Day in Korea, and it's called 광복절 in the Korean language. So 광복절, the National Liberation Day, or the Restoration of Light Day, celebrates both the liberation of Korea from Japan's colonial rule in 1945 and the establishment of the government of the Republic of Korea in 1948, because they both happened on the same day, August 15th. Well, some people also call it the Korean Independence Day in English, but the reason that Koreans don't call it Independence Day, which would be 독립기념일 in Korean, but actually call it Liberation Day is because if you say independence, it can mean that you became independent for the first time, which would underplay the long history of Korea as a nation, whereas liberation or restoration means that you got back your sovereign power from those who took it from you. And the liberation happened in 1945, so you could say that it was a long, long time ago, but it's still very personally relevant to people in our generation in Korea because for the majority of people, Korean people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, including myself, when their grandparents were born, they did not have their own country, and many of the people who experienced the colonial rule and many people who still remember rejoicing over the news of the nation's liberation are still alive now. So it's a very important historic day for Korean people, and it's a public holiday, but as time goes by, people tend to pay less and less attention to the historical meaning of this day. There are still many events taking place on this day every year and special ceremonies hosted by the country, but there are more and more young people who don't really do anything special to commemorate this day. For example, on August 15th, you're supposed to hang the Korean flag in front of your house, and in my apartment building, every year they make an announcement reminding people to hang the Korean flag, but also every year I do see fewer and fewer flags hanging by the windows. But nevertheless, it's a very important day for Koreans, and I just wanted to briefly introduce what August 15th is about and why it is celebrated as a national holiday rather than just as another day where you don't go to work or school. Well, we hope you found this video useful, and to celebrate the National Liberation Day, we're also offering discounts on our online bookstore, so please check that out on our site. And as always, if you have any topics that you want us to talk about, discuss, please let us know in the comments below. And 감사합니다. We'll see you next time.